Casper in 2025 still has a lot of potential, and what can we expect in 2025? Hey, and welcome to the Crypto Owl. Today we're taking another look at Casper, and I would say it's currently in a bit of a tough situation price-wise. Let's take a look at it directly. For the last few hours, we can see that it has been rising again since January 1st. It's also partly due to the rumor mill, of course. I'm still talking about the topic of Binance. The rumors are still going around that with the new block update to 10 blocks, Binance wants to list it relatively quickly, which is also planned for around mid-January. And additionally, there are more rumors. Let's take a look at it further along in the video. In any case, we're seeing a positive movement again now after we slipped into this zone and then out of the old regression channel, and we had to open a new downward facing one. 21 might not look so great at first. Here we had a little flash crash that was quickly brought back up on the 20th, but otherwise we can see that it's basically in a sort of sideways phase, although it's back at the top of the regression channel, which as mentioned is downward facing. But otherwise we can see that it's basically in a sort of sideways phase, although it's back at the top of the regression channel, which as mentioned is downward facing. It will be interesting to see if we can change things a little bit in the next few hours. Days. I stand by my point that when I look at the daily chart, we have these zones, particularly the 11.5 cent zone, which is a very important area. Why, you ask? I'll show you in a moment. 1,000 up to 0.20, where the price has been hanging around for a long time, and actually throughout the whole year of 2024. If we go back through all the news that I've presented to you in the whole videos, we can see that we entered this zone for the first time on November 15th. In 2023, we entered this zone of 11.5 cents for the first time, and we quickly broke through the 0.10 zone with this big candle. Yes, then back out of this zone, but actually always hovering around this 11.5 cent mark that we see here. 11.5 below above, then back below above. Also, we attacked up here, and then we have our all-time high formation, which I didn't even mark, at 20.8 cents. Yeah, and since then, it's just been drifting along. Here's another attempt, but it didn't succeed. Unfortunately, we haven't sustainably broken through the 0.20 mark again, and instead we're still stuck in this zone. So 11.5 cents is currently a very good price to buy, a bit below, but generally we see 11.5 cents as a very important mark. If we look at CoinGecko, we see something quite similar, that we are currently experiencing a bit of a buying spree, having risen to over 12.6 cents, and with a market capitalization currently over 3 billion, which is very positive. Casper's 25.4 billion supply is seen as problematic. Many view this as Casper's main issue, with Bitcoin having 21 million, here with 25.4 billion, that this is the big problem for Casper. And if it were lower, the price would rise higher. The total amount is actually 28.7 billion, and many are and remain of the opinion that the large circulation is Casper's big problem. Well, whether that is the case now remains to be seen in the near future. For me, the circulating supply isn't necessarily the big issue. There are still many miners who want to be profitable and continue mining. Mining incurs electricity costs, which also need to generate profit, or they want to take profits, meaning they need to convert those profits into dollars to pay bills or into euros. So these Caspers that are freshly mined will be sold, and that's more the problem. I would say that we will continue to see sales here, just like with staking, where staking rewards are also sold off regularly. Miners will keep selling, whether they do it in larger waves or consistently 1 or 2 times a month. It's difficult to track, but generally, we see that there will continue to be sales and there will always be sales. Let's move on to the next topic, which is actually quite interesting for 2025. Many have said that we've just been tracking the chart a bit from 2024, which has been bouncing back and forth in a pretty straight line, especially in this range of 11.5 cents to 0.20 throughout the whole year. Sometimes it dips a bit below 11.5 cents, but it has mostly stayed in this range. Many actually claim that the hype around Casper is over, and I've posed the question, is the hype really over based on the proof of work? Is Casper capable of achieving great things? Casper advantages, let's stay on that. We still don't have any venture capitals, meaning no investors. We don't have a company behind it. We have an innovative proof of work. We have the block deck with the Ghost Tech technology. Soon 10 blocks per second, just organic growth. A very important topic. Many people claim that marketing has been done here and so on. No, if there's no company behind it, who is supposed to do the marketing? And this organic growth will continue to be driven by innovation and acceptance. Currently, Casper has a market cap of $3 billion as just shown, and the hash rate is at 1.5 EHS, a very important topic. If we compare this with Bitcoin in 2021, of course, it's worth mentioning that when Bitcoin was at this point with that hash rate, blockchain wasn't on everyone's lips. Few people knew about cryptocurrencies, little money in this blockchain or crypto market. This comparison is tricky, crypto market, and that's why this comparison is a bit tricky. But you can definitely write down this comparison. When Bitcoin had a market cap of $3 million, the hash rate was around 300 PH, so about 5 times lower than what Casper has today. In other words, the acceptance, the hash rate, the miners, the network is simply much larger than Bitcoin was when it had a market cap of $3 million. But as I said, back then, the topic of cryptocurrencies and blockchain wasn't as relevant. But as I said, I wanted to include this here because this comparison is certainly interesting for people who haven't really engaged with the topic or the history of Bitcoin, which is the largest proof of work network in the world. Casper has already achieved a lot, but it's still just the beginning. With the vision of 100 blocks per second in the block deck, it's a dream of massive transactions for the whole world. And that's what many people have said. Casper could be significant in the DeFi sector and also as a payment system. Payment methods could achieve great success. That's why many projects have also focused on Casper, for example. Also, the exchange Uphold has really jumped on Casper to enable payments and fast transactions. And it's very important to discuss when we will see the smartphone contracts at Casper, because the whole KRC20 topic is just a preliminary version of the actual smart contracts that are coming to Casper. In other words, we don't have complete smart contracts yet. This KRC20 topic is just a preliminary version of the whole thing. So when will we see smart contracts at Casper? This can lead to fast DeFi and new NFTs. This also provides a good opportunity for NFTs to gain more attention with a proof-of-work blockchain that offers fast transactions. So NFC and DeFi could become very interesting. With the KLC token, we have already seen what is possible on this young, fast, and special blockchain. Block deck, but those weren't the real smart contracts. We can still look forward to those. Regarding the whole topic of smart contracts and DeFi, there's also the ongoing discussion about a potential Binance listing and the comments from Binance employees, as well as from Casper people, saying everything is ready, which means everything is set and it could be listed at any moment. This certainly keeps Casper in the conversation. To buy KAS, use coinEx, purchase USDC or USDT easily. You can buy directly here, meaning you can purchase USDC or USDT directly with your credit card, MasterCard, Visa, Apple Pay, Google Pay, bank transfer, SEPA transaction. Everything can be easily bought here in various currencies, like, for example, euros, but also dollars and so on, depending on which currency you have at home. At the same time, you can also sell everything quite easily, meaning the other way around. It's very simple here. You can swap your cryptocurrency just like on a DEX, for example. Bitcoin in KAs, but also the other way around, CAs in Bitcoin or in stablecoins. You can see the most popular coinEx swap trading pairs here at any time, along with their over 1,200 listed cryptocurrencies, which give you plenty of swap options at coinEx. At the same time, there's the regular spot trading, meaning you can easily convert your stablecoins or other cryptocurrencies at a market or limit price into, for example, KAS. Here too, we see the upward movement that I showed you here. So KAS is interesting right now, and there are, of course, exclusive bonuses for new users. At the same time, if you register using our link in the video description, you will receive additional cash back. At the same time, there's mining and other promotions available, but of course, there's also the topic of futures trading or demo trading. So if you want to test futures trading, coinEx is a great place to start. And you can also find copy trading there, where you can buy Casper as well. As I already mentioned, Casper is very interesting because they don't have a company behind it and no investors. This leads to their partners being self-established. Like, for example, the Casper Foundation, then there's Casper AI, the industrial initiative foundation that has formed here. And at the same time, there are media documents, Castplex, Walk the Casper. Everything that's here is new. And Casper also wishes everyone a happy new year 2025. As I just mentioned, there are exciting highlights waiting for us in 2025, whether it's the topic of smart contracts or the 10 blocks that are also coming up, probably around mid-January. 2025 is still waiting for us. At the same time, there's something really interesting here. In my last IOTA video, I explained that there were some issues with Hans Moog at IOTA, and someone has picked up on this. He was let go from IOTA, and Jonathan Sampolinsky publicly offered Hans Moog a position to help out at Casper or at the Casper Foundation. at the Casper Foundation or at the Casper Industry Foundation, you can help here. And it is, of course, very exciting to see this because Hans Moog is, of course, also here in the German or in the European space. He is, of course, very well known as a prominent programmer and former hacker. Hans Moog then acknowledged the whole thing with thanks and said, "Yes, I am still on vacation and will not have much internet until then, so I don't even want to get in touch. I don't want to comment on this right now because I'm currently on vacation with my family." But it's exciting to see that it might be possible to attract people like Hans Moog to Casper. He is renowned as a programmer, but also as a hacker. Someone in my Telegram group mentioned that if Hans Moog joins Casper, he doesn't have a proper contract and can't just be announced like, for example, at IOTA. This has advantages for him. 2025 is going to be very exciting. I expect higher prices and potential Binance and other listings in 2025 at IOTA, which means it also has its advantages for him. Yes, 2025 is going to be very exciting. Expect higher prices, and likely in 2025, with potential Binance and OKX listings, we will likely exceed 0.20. Casper is a fast 1,000 block DEX. OKX, so we will likely sustainably surpass 0.20. In general, it still remains the case that Casper is an incredibly fast 1,000 block DEX. I can't say blockchain or else you'll stone me again, but block DEX is basically a blockchain, right? A block DEX with the Ghost DEX protocol. And here we see the blockchain, or rather the block DEX where transactions come in is running live blocks. Live transactions are happening and the hash rate keeps increasing. And of course, it's currently at 88.7. So as we already saw earlier on CoinGecko, it won't be long until the maximum circulating supply is reached. But just like with the Bitcoin protocol and Bitcoin mining, at the end of the day, the longer the protocol runs, the less can be mined. But just like with the Bitcoin protocol, or at the end of the day, when it comes to Bitcoin mining, the longer the protocol runs, the less it can be said, and Casper still remains in the top 50 of crypto projects. If you take stablecoins out of the equation, they actually move even further up. For me, Casper remains one of the most exciting projects, and we are still very proud that we were the first German YouTube channel to introduce Casper to you. I know that many people in our community have seen significant gains, so if you have profits, it's a good idea to take some of them. But I can imagine that many people are still waiting for a Binance listing. Feel free to share your opinion on this topic in the comments. I want to say thank you all for watching, and I'm looking forward to the next video when you join in again. Remember, we have a free Telegram group that you can join. At the same time, there is also an official English Telegram group for Casper 2021 and an official German Telegram group, which even has a German ambassador. In that sense, feel free to check all of that out, and I'll see you in the next video.
You